Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my presentation today, Language and Culture Using AI to Enhance Global Understanding. My name is Rosa Maria Bell. As you see, I wear many hats, but currently I am the Vice President of HALT, and next year I will be the President of the American Association of Teachers of Spanish and Portuguese. I also teach Spanish Level 2, 3, 4, and AP at James Campbell High School. And I host a mini show online in Facebook called Cafecito Cultural. And you guys are all welcome to join us. We got 622 members globally, and you can find it in Facebook under POC Culture and Diversity. It's a professional learning community for educators. And today's objective, we're going to explore the potential of AI in language and cultural understanding. We're also going to discuss about practical application of learning of AI tools in the classroom, and then to analyze the impact of AI on language education and cultural exchange. The desired outcomes for today is the understanding of AI to enhance learning, AI as a tool for our classes, and ethical implications of using AI, as well as successful lessons and projects. But I would like to start today with compelling statistics about connectivity and language learning. And in language learning, I have my research also here. As you see, I was looking into these three in specific because it called my attention about how global digital learning market is expected, and especially as a teacher, and seeing that language learning will be or could be replace language teachers. But according to research and markets in the year of 2020, they say that $17.2 billion will be expected to reach by 2027. And Duolingo report that after not the after, but in 2020, 67% increase in users during the COVID. So that's starting to call my attention because that means that during that time, for some reason that we all know, everybody was using Duolingo. Why? Because people, I would say students and maybe teachers, were interested about learning a second language, but not everybody was working during the pandemic. So this increased Duolingo amazingly. And then last year, a statistic says that over 500 million people use language learning apps globally. Now think about that, because when we were talking about the 47% of improvement in learning proficiency, I want to know if this has something to do with what we're teaching or independent learning. And that was also caught my attention because AI and language technology, according to EdTech magazine, they say that language learning platforms have shown to improve learning efficiency by 47%. But again, 47%, but they say up to 47%. So it could be 10% up to 47% or 5%, right? And then the 93% of language learners use these digital tools to supplement their learning, according to PrepLine research. And then Google say that machine translation services process over 100 billion words per day. And immediately I say, I'm going to have to partner with AI and see what's going on and how I can use this to help me replace me. I think my earphone died. You still can hear me through the computer, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So now, looking at all this, it really kind of like wake me up and say, you need to get something done now. AI is coming. Our students are using the technology
to provide us with amazing assignments, essays, and stuff. And how can we control this? How can we use AI for us and not for the students to use AI as us? So that brings me to the question of, with AI powered language learning showing up to 47% improvement in learning efficiency, how can we harness this technology in our classroom? I would say the significance of it, because this statistics underscores the vital role of language learning in promoting global connectivity and cultural understanding. But it highlights how relatively small numbers of languages dominate global communication, which can lead to challenges in cross-cultural interactions and hinder inclusivity as well. By investing then in language education and embracing this linguistic diversity, our students can better engage with diverse community and break down these barriers of not having how to communicate with any other one but the teacher. And also it contribute to a more interconnected and empathetic society. So what I did was to embed that AI into my classes where I control what's going on with technology, and the students all just follow up and absorb the knowledge and learn the language. If I allow AI to be in my classroom, in my computer, laptops or Chromebooks or cell phones, then I'm losing my space in the class. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do today is to show you the different tools that you can use to create lessons in minutes, rubrics in minutes, everything in minutes, for, and also images as you see in my slides, that can kind of like wake up the engagement of the students. They like cartoons. Okay, give me an image of animated cartoon saying this and that, or give me an image of, not an animated cartoon, an animated teacher saying how can we harness this technology in our school, or can you provide a vocabulary with interaction and this and that. So I'm going to be explaining that. I don't want to go on and confuse you with so many information. But the key here is we use the technology. We take the advantage of the AI so that we can manage and enhance more our classes, our lessons, and get more engagement from students. Now, why does AI in language education matters? That's a good question. Why it matters? AI in language education matters because it, I would say, revolutionizes teaching practices and enhances the student engagement, which promotes global understanding, personalizes learning experiences, and also streamlines assessment. Incredible. But it fosters language skill development and improve accessibility and cultivates future ready skills. So by embracing AI tools in my classes, um, I can enrich the learning journey. I can empower students to become proficient in communication, I'm sorry, proficient communicators, and nurture a more interconnected and inclusive society. So the innovation, the global connectivity, the practical applications that I bring over using AI allow my students to learn the language with more, I would say, long learning skills, that just the minute one that they, and then the next after the weekend they don't remember more. This kind of stick on their heads more easier than just reading a book or doing research or so. I'm not saying that they don't need it, but this helps more into what my students need for learning the language. And what does global understanding matters then in language learning? It matters because it develops cultural competence, authentic communication, because we communicate with other teachers around the globe. I have take you to the Facebook page that I opened, which I got 322 members. I have created these networks that help my personal development and growth into my to my classes, into my profession. A AI language matter also because it just go above everything that I need in my classes. So I'm no longer attached to um, books or go to any other platforms, I got many now that I can play with and make my classes more interactive and more effectively for my students. And also the social impact, because I never knew that I would have get to know so many teachers in my life, besides the ones that I work every day, right? So now you might asking like, okay, but how do you select and evaluate AI tools for a specific subject areas and a student needs? Or which AI platforms have proven most being more successful in achievement for learning objective? Well, I will introduce you to two of my favorite ones. First one is Leonardo AI, and Leonardo AI have helped me incredibly in my classes, in my curriculums, in my practices, assessments, everything, because it provides you a personalized image in more than 64 languages and also create adaptive learning experiences. So as you see here, I just took a screenshot of the homepage, but they have real-time canvas, real-time gen and motions, which you can make videos. You can create images as the ones that you have seen in last nights. And you also can record lessons, but you don't use your image. You can use the image that you want to create. Or you can, what I'm practicing now is use one picture that I have of myself, and then they can project me in there and let me talk for my students. But it's like an animated cartoon. The result was that they gave me the image that I want. It has my clothes and everything, but it was not my face. So I'm looking and see, is this go into a copyright problems with them or so, because it's my image and they might say, no, we cannot use your face. But they say it does do that. If you can put your picture, they supposed to transfer that into a character. However, it doesn't look like me. You'll see when I show you that in a few minutes. My other favorite one, my of the my top two, is this one on the right corner that is Chat on AI. This is a mobile app that I use that helps me when I'm on the go and I traveling or so, and I need to provide some lessons for probably a week that I will be absent, and it would take me a long time to give all those lessons. So I say, chat on, okay, so provide me a lesson for period one, period two, period three. I go one by one. And in period one, this is level two. I need I will say a daily routine for the level one that include verbs, and I have to give them the detail of what I want and what I need. And they will provide me as well detailed information that I can later pass to a Google document and print out and have it ready for my substitute teacher or myself if I'm not going nowhere, but I just want the lesson to be in some way or another one. It also provides images. Earlier today, when I was providing this webinar, someone asked me, how come chat, I think it was GPT, doesn't do that? I don't know whether it doesn't do that, but chat on AI does do that. And it not that it doesn't do the chat GPT, it's just that the images are not that quality as Leonardo or as a chat on. So these are the two that I recommend to everyone. um Leonardo is free, but it depends on how many, I think they call it tokens that you use. And if you need more than that, then you're gonna have to do some monthly payment. But I guess probably your school or institution can approve that later. No idea, but you can try. And the chat on is on your cell phone. And I use it so much for so many things. And I don't see any bill so far. So maybe it's free. And I say maybe it's because I found out Leonardo because I use it too much, and Leonardo say, no, wait, you're gonna have to pay because your tokens are over. So it give you like, I think it's 8,000, almost 9,000 every 30 days for Leonardo. And in Chaton, I haven't seen any limit or anything. But you can check when you download your app. It started free. I know the Chat GPT can charge you, if I'm not mistaken. Gemini, they do it okay, but they don't create images. because they say they don't have that. For some reason they don't do that way because of some ethical and things, and but they give you an ideas of what to do. But sometimes I use combination of the three of them, and then I create what I want. This is all about practices, okay? It's not gonna be done in one day, but you can practice as much as you want. This is my favorite tool for today. So I'm gonna provide you a short example of how I talk to my AI and ask them of pedagogical alignment for a Spanish level 2 in a specific. So I'm going to put here on the chat for everyone the document. And please let me know if it's opening for you, if it's okay. It works?
Yeah, you're
Okay, perfect. So as you see, I create everything that is in blue is what I say to my AI. I want a example or activity of the daily routine that include this, and that. And then every in blue is what you say. You can say, help me to create, or I would like, or so. And then you say the title, and then you give the specifications. And that's what they're exactly going to give you. Now, don't move from page one, because that's page one. Let's go now to a success criteria example of an AI platform in AP Spanish. As you see in AP Spanish, you can read in your comfortable time, but it have a success criteria checklist that I create based on the two last years teaching AP. My first year, it was a chaos to me. I don't know how to start with my students, how to move on with them and all that. However, my teacher intelligence say, okay, just follow the book and do what you have to do. And this is online. But I wasn't feeling happy with um, how to do that. I like more interaction. I like more participation. I like to see those eyes when they like, oh, and then they get it. And then it's nothing that they're going to forget. So with AI, I have a student engagement. 80% of my students actively participate in my AP classes today. The learning outcomes, I got improved test scores to 10% in the last year, because the last the first year was like too much. The second year then it was 10% off, and I'm expecting more this new year coming. And time efficiency is help me to do lesson more fast than what I used to time take my time to prepare before, and give me more time for individual support to each one of my students. So my target is to meet the 80% of criteria with one, no semester, but year for successful implementation, because AP goes by year in my class, and I think to everyone. But it helping me amazingly with all of my classes. As you notice in the beginning, I say I teach level 2, 3, 4, and AP. That means I got 4 planning for me to do every 2 weeks or every week, depending on. It used to take me the whole summer for me to be planning my lessons when I started. With AI, it takes me maybe an hour each one if you want to get a lot of details or so, but it's fast and it's easy. Now, how did I use this in my classes? I use this in my classes if I have control of it. If not, no, because in my classes, I don't allow my students to use um, cell phones or laptops until I know that is the time. If I got them distracted or trying to do research or put them too much, they will go and do that using AI, and therefore then they don't need me in the classroom, correct? So in conclusion, what I want to share with you today is that these AI platforms have enhanced my traditional teaching methods. It adapts to my students' individual learning phases, and also builds language skills progressively. Also, using the network that I have for other teachers in other countries, this also helps because they can teach one lesson, I can teach the next lesson, and we work in collaboration with each other. Now I'm going to leave the space for you guys to have any questions that I can hopefully provide all the answers. And then we will move on to almost the end of this presentation. So now you can unmute your microphones, and I'm going to look for another image here that I want to show you. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to ask, please.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Christian. Hey, Christian Rosa.
Hi. Yes.
Mahalo for a really, really good stuff. Interesting. But I was wondering, you know the thing that you sent us, the link to the Google Doc or something?
Oh, you need the link?
You know all those integration activities. So the AI tool integration and activities.
Uh-huh.
So those are things that's already there, or we gotta make them or something.
1 second. Let me go to the document to make sure. Okay, which one you talking about? Page 1?
Like maybe the page one with maybe the number two Chat GPT for conversation practice. It's already made, or we gotta create one like that.
You can, there's an example of what I made. You
Oh,
can you can create yours. What I'm trying to say here is that, oh, where is that one? Oh, right here. What I'm trying to say here is that this is the A platform, the Chat GPT that I use for AP Spanish language encounter. And then
oh,
I say to the Chat GPT, I'm sorry, I want a success criteria that measure language production quality, um, and then it says, okay, before AI implementation, I do an every speaking score of 3 of 5, and the common issue was the limited vocabulary and basic syntax, right? But then after I use that, I have a target of 4 to 5 on higher measurable improvement in vocabulary range. So it helps. It helps because when you create these lessons and you tell ChatGPT, this is what I need, because based on the previous probably assessment, then they help you with more writing skills or vocabularies, so that then you can increase your goal with your students. Yeah. But
yeah,
the idea is in page 1. In page 1, you tell ChatGPT, I want a conversation practice activity about qué haces cada día. What do you do every day? So it will generate a conversational prompts, create dialogues about routines, practice questions and answer, or role play scenarios. But when you say, I want this in you guys say in an activity, in an assessment, in an essay, or in a research or so, it give you a whole world of information that then you take what you need and then pass it on to the students. That will guarantee that it will increase because you will see the progress on them. But I do not let my students to use Duolingo at school or any of these platforms, because like I say, it will replace me. And then they think they learning, but they losing this engagement with cultural, which I'm trying to immerse in every class. I cannot separate language from culture, because then you just learning without that empathy of the culture of the language that you're learning. Kind of explain a little bit what I'm trying to say, and let me know.
mahalo, mahalo.
Okay. Now I want to share here. This is this is inside of Leonardo, my account in Leonardo. You can see some of the images, like the one. Oh, so they say here this image might be explicit, and I was curious, like, what do you mean explicit? It was just saying that nothing. It was looking like just like this one. So I don't know exactly why they are saying that. Maybe something on the language, or I don't know what they call explicit. You can ask them as well, like why this is saying like this or so, with the support tag. And then the other thing I want to share with you, you can do animated, like I have here animated Japanese teacher. I got animated Hawaiian teacher, animated male African American teacher, and then all of the here that you see is my description. So I asked here animated image of a beautiful Japanese female teacher around her 40s with glasses showing on a whiteboard, benefits of AI. So as much as you describe, as much as they gonna give you. An animated image of a Mexican female teacher around her 40s with glasses showing a whiteboard. So this help you to create that. If it's not a person, you can say a vibrant, futuristic animated illustration, despite the harmony of artificial intelligence and education. And he gave me 2 or 3. I was scared about the explicit images, but it's nothing vulgar or something bad in there. Now, if I want not animated but something that look more realistic, as you can see here, this is a group of teachers. Let's see, I'm moving here. This is a group of real teachers in here. Who they are, I don't know, but that's what AI gave me. And they say an image of a group of teachers of different ethnies like Afro, Japanese, Caucasian, Latino, wearing bright colors for their folkloric clothing like Mexican, Hawaiian, and Japanese in a conference room that has been decorated with original international flags that include Panama flag, Japanese flag, Hawaiian flag. The only thing that I notice is here on the background, there is the American flag twice and the Japanese and Brazilian. It didn't give me any Panama flag. So you got almost everything in there. But it could be animated, it could be real people, as much as description that you can give, as much as they're gonna give you. This one is about a bright, a colorful classroom. Think primary colors of the walls, maybe student artwork. So this is more and more detail. Okay. You can go with a short detail or you can go with a long detail. Graphics. This is the one I was saying that this last 4 here is a picture of me, but that wasn't my face. So I need to find out um why is not my face? Why is somebody else's face? Got my clothes and but it does my hairstyle, but it doesn't have my face. So maybe it's subject to copyright or so. I have to check. The Leonardo is an amazing, huge AI technology that I'm just starting. I got like a month or so, and I'm using like 2 hours a day or so to create some stuff here and there. But I was just curious about if they say that they can animate your face, then why it doesn't come out. But this is kind of like what I want to share with you on to what is going on with AI and Leonardo. You can put a whole world like this and give a description as I got it in here. Each student face radiates confidence and excitement with unique facial features, skin tones, hairstyles, and everything. So you become a beautiful artist here into this. Now, it's up to you if you want to give your students access to this, but we got to be careful because it could take our job away if we let it go. And also, it doesn't guarantee that they are learning because we need to provide the feedback to them. We need to have the control in the class of what they are looking at or using for or in our classes. Now I'm going back to my screen. 1 second. We passed this about the AP. You guys have the document. And this is my last image of an Afro-descendant lady or teacher with braids. Thank you, mahalo, all saying gracias and thank you in different languages. You can create that, but you can also make the animated cartoon talk. You just need practices on what you're doing. Remember, my 2 favorites, Leonardo and the mobile chat on, are the ones that I like so far because they have provided me with so many opportunities, not only for me into having less time in the computer, more time teaching, and my students more interaction and creativity. Thank you so much. And now you guys have time to ask me any question and we can interact with any other information you may need. Let me go check on the chat. Sometimes I missing some questions. Yeah, so there is what I shared. that. Anybody have any questions about today's presentation? Or you guys think I missed some point in here? Something else that you would like to know?